Behind the beauty of the British monarchy lies a love story that shook the world. Princess Diana and Prince Charles, the royal couple who changed the history of the royal family and inspired millions of people around the world.
Of tap, jazz and ballet, and I really enjoy it enormously, and I think it's vital to switch off for 1 or 2 hours every week.
Now, do you have any sense of living in a state of rivalry with Princess Anne, as is said time and time and time again?
None at all. Princess Anne's been working incredibly hard to Save the Children Fund, and I'm her biggest fan, because what she crams into a day I could never achieve. And we've always hit it off very well, and I just think she's marvellous. And the story arose, obviously, because she wasn't chosen perhaps as a godmother for Harry, which had our child been a girl, the possibility was there, but Harry arrived, so we went to a man.
Do you think sometimes that newspapers, as is the way of life, build people up and then just as quickly knock them down?
Well, they do, but there again, it's their job, isn't it, really? I came in on the scene and I apparently could do no wrong, but it's quite interesting to see the niggly things that go on now that I apparently perhaps could be doing wrong. And I'm sure, I'm not asking to be perfect, I'm far from it, but I just like the chance and opportunity to get involved in my various areas that I've chosen without people talking about being a shopaholic or something. That's not important.
But it is true, if I may say, that this question of building people up onto a pedestal, the moment that happens, along comes a separate brigade that, like knocking you off a pedestal. I mean, it's human nature, I suppose. So from that point of view, it's absolutely true what you say, I think, isn't it?
Well, on your pedestal, sir, there are people who say that some of your interests, say like alternative medicine, are mildly eccentric.
I mean, I think I'm becoming more eccentric as I get older, probably. Well, clearly, something like, I prefer to call it complementary medicine, can easily be considered by people who don't think that it has any relevance at all as eccentric. I can understand that. But all I am concerned about is that complementary medicine or other ways of looking at the person, in other words, looking at the person not so much as a machine, but as a whole person, in the classic, ancient sense, is very important, and I don't think we should forget this aspect. And I also feel there are certain aspects of complementary forms of medicine which can have a great deal of value and effect for certain ailments. And all I am making a plea for is a slightly more open-minded approach to this sort of thing than to just shut it off and say it doesn't exist, because there are plenty of cases, and for hundreds and hundreds of years, thousands of years, where such forms of medical treatment have worked. There's no doubt about it. But again, it's very easy to reduce my expressed interest in this area to the level of absurdity. I would just direct people to what I've actually said about it, rather than what I am supposed to have said about it, or supposed to be doing.
Does that extend to your interest in spiritualism, mysticism?
Well, yes, absolutely. Again, it's entirely, I think, I've been riveted by the way in which all this has developed, because I have seen articles shown to me saying that I play with Ouija boards, which I don't even know what they are. Literally, I've never seen one. And I spend my entire time apparently trying to get in touch with Lord Batten and all sorts of other people. The answer is I don't, nor would I necessarily want to. It all stemmed I might as well say it, I might as well emphasize it, because I'm fed up with getting letters from people all the time saying, don't touch the Ouija boards. And it's bad for your health. And it all started because I happen to be a great admirer of the author, Arthur Koestler, who's a great man, I think, a brilliant writer, and above all else, a scientist, really. And he, as you know, left a bequest in his will. I hope you don't mind me going on about this. Saying that when he committed suicide with his wife, that this money should go to found a chair for the study of parapsychology in a British university. And so I ultimately, as Chancellor of the University of Wales, wrote to the Vice-Chancellor when there was a severe danger of no university taking up this offer and it going to the United States, and said, I urge you to apply for this. It would be a great pity to lose it, because it's an interesting area to study scientifically. And to my amazement, the University Council agreed, made the application. In the end, they weren't successful. It went to Edinburgh University. But there was a certain amount of publicity about the fact that I, suggested this, and it stemmed from that. But what I find so annoying is that that it should be reduced again to this level of total absurdity. I'm not interested in the occult or dabbling in black magic or any of these kinds of things, or for that matter, strange sort of forms of mysticism. I am purely interested in being open-minded. I mean, after all, there are so many inventions and things that have happened and been proved scientifically in the past, which everybody totally poo-pooed before they were proven. And I think that it is an area which is worth studying sensibly and within the right scientific bounds.
Now, there is one area where I suspect there is one architect who doesn't think you have an open mind, and that's when you have spoken about the extension to the National Gallery, the carbuncle. Now, is it part of your job to start controversy?
I think so, yes, as long as it's not party political controversy. I mean, I open myself, don't I, to every kind of accusation. I'm only too aware of that, and I don't do it lightly. I take a deep breath, a very deep breath, because I know what's going to happen. It's just that I feel that certain things have to be said, and if you skirt around the issues all the time, how do we ever get anywhere in life? Do you know what I mean? And I just feel that sometimes, not too often, I can throw a rock into a pond and watch the ripples create a certain amount of discussion, hopefully to try and see whether something better can come out of it ultimately. With the architecture side of things, I happen to feel very strongly indeed about our surroundings, and I discovered through a little market research I did before I made that speech, talking to people generally, that a lot of other people who weren't architects, weren't professionals in that area, shared my anxiety about the way in which things were going. And so I plucked up my courage and I sat down and I wrote this speech and I asked people for help. But I have since, as a result, met a large number of architects, and I'm learning a great deal as I go along. I've enjoyed myself enormously following that particular foray, and I've met the architects concerned of the National Gallery extension, and I've had them to dinner here, and we've had some very enjoyable discussions, and I have told them that I totally sympathized with the brief that they had, that it was almost impossible for anybody to produce something reasonable in terms of design out of a brief like that, which required a gallery extension and offices as well. I mean, it's almost impossible. Since that time, funnily enough, the controversy has been, I think, a positively valuable thing, because it's started people to think again. And the other point I also very much wanted to make was that the actual level of patronage shown in this country towards architects is not good enough, really. In America, they take much more trouble. And I think this is another point that architects have made to me since that speech, that this is an area that again needs to be emphasized. They take much more trouble. And I think this is another point that architects have made to me since that speech, that this is an area that again needs to be emphasized.
Now, ma'am, a question of clothes and your clothes. So much attention, public attention, is focused on them, and so important to the fashion industry in this country. How much time do you have to give to your clothes?
Not as much as perhaps people think. My clothes are not my priority. I enjoy bright colours, and my husband likes to see me look smart, presentable. And fashion isn't my big thing at all. Obviously, if I'm helping the fashion industry and helping the British side of things, well, that's marvellous, but I never tried to do that. And I do think there's too much emphasis on my clothes.
But going away to Australia and the United States, that must involve quite a bit of work.
Well, it was like when we first went on tour after we got married. I mean, I had not the capacity of clothes. I mean, I had to buy endless new things, of course, because I just didn't have them, because on a tour you change 3 or 4 times a day. You can sometimes. And obviously I had to buy new things, and that was the problem. The arrival of all the new clothes were causing tremendous criticism. But what else could I do? I couldn't go around in a leopard skin something, I don't know. I had to produce something that was decent.
Do you take his advice?
Absolutely, but I mean, I ask him, but if this looks right or that looks right, but the chances of turning up in what he says is absolutely nil.
She asked me, you see, which one do I wear? I said, well, why did you wear that one?
Okay, and the other
Turns
one.
out it's something else. Why do you ask me?
I don't know.
But how...
I think it's, I like seeing a lady well dressed. And it was one of the things I always noticed about her before we got married, was she had, I thought, a very good sense of style and design, which I appreciate, I notice. I was like with architecture and buildings. I mean, if you observe, you notice these things. And I mean, she's always dressed very well, I think.
But what do you do about designers? I mean, are they recommended to you, or do you pick up an idea here and there to go to the right person?
When I first arrived, there were a lot of people to help me, and it's now really my own choice. But I can't always wear what I'd like to on engagement, because it's just not practical. You'd be amazed what one has to worry about, from the obvious things like the wind, because there's always a gale wherever we go, and the wind is my enemy, there's no doubt about that. And you've got to put your arm up to get some flowers, so you can't have something too revealing, and you can't have hems too short, because when you bend over there's 6 children looking at your skirt, and it goes on like that. You've got to be, the clothes are for the job. You've got to be practical, and sometimes I can be a little outrageous, which is quite nice. Sometimes.
Now, you say you're not all that keen on going shopping, but you do like shopping. Is that to get ideas?
It is, but I don't necessarily go out shopping to find clothes. Clothes, as I said, is not my priority. I go out to buy personal presents, I go out to buy my children's clothes, and it's all normal things that a lot of women do, and I used to do it, so why do I have to stop it now, unless obviously it gets complicated, the interest.
But does it get complicated? You can't go shopping now, can you, as you were able to do before you were engaged?
No, certainly not, and nor do I have the time in which to do it. But it helps me to see what's around, not necessarily clothes, but books, all sorts of things. And it's just nice to just keep in touch with everybody, or go out shopping with a girlfriend who wants to buy something and wants me to come along.
But it's a penalty of the job that
Yes.
you can't behave as you used to.
Well, I think that's probably just as well, if you knew how I used to behave.
But did you know what you were taking on in that kind of sense? Not being able to just walk down the street?
No, I didn't.
Did you find it difficult to adapt?
I did, yes. Purely because there was so much attention on me when I first arrived on the scene, and I wanted to get my act together, so to speak. And I had so many people watching me, and the pressure was enormous. But as years go on, it gets better. But we're still learning all the time.
Do you feel, the two of you, that you are in touch with young people, plain young people of your age?
I think you are, darling, aren't you?
Yes.
I mean, she's younger than me. which is a great thing. By quite a long way, it was very bad luck on her. Because I'm sure it must be absolute hell living with an ancient old thing like me. But, no, I mean, one of the things is that I trust she'll keep me reasonably young in some aspects. But I've had great fun the last few years. Since the Status Quo, that group, offered the proceeds of their 21st birthday concert to the Prince's Trust. And as a result of that, I've since then met an awful lot of groups, and then together we've met a lot. And it has been the greatest fun meeting a lot of them, and hearing their music, which I must admit I hadn't heard much before. Mainly because, I don't know, there's the time factor and things, and I do like classical music. But I also like some pop music, not all of it by any means.
Do your tastes coincide?
On what?
Pop music.
Well, yes, sometimes, yes. Not always. I mean, some I don't, and you don't necessarily with mine.
Well, I've got a reputation for liking all the people we go to concerts with, but we go and hopefully it's going to raise money for my husband's charities. But we're great, both of us love classical music and the opera and the ballet, and go whenever we can to see it.
And you're pretty self-reliant when you want to listen to music, because you have your own stereo headphones that you take with you.
Yes, I'm a great believer in having music wherever I go, whether it's a headset or a radio or a record player. And it's just a big treat to go out for a walk with music still coming out with me. And I tend to listen to an enormous amount of classical music, whether it's Grieg, Rachmaninoff or Schumann. And all my family, my side of the family, are very music orientated, and that's where I picked it up from. I love it.
And you still play the piano?
Yes, I play that. It's nothing to get excited about by any means, but I really enjoy it. It's very therapeutic. It's lovely.
Now, you both like skiing, and yet every year it has become a regular. You don't appear to hit it off exactly eye to eye on the slopes. What is the secret of this?
Don't we? I think I can help it. I suspect most husbands and wives find that they often have arguments.
But we don't.
No. But occasionally we do, because I mean, I'll go on longer sometimes.
Yes, but I'm faster.
There we are. But no, I mean, the other last year, it was really, I think, probably because there was a total misunderstanding, and somebody had tried to arrange something differently to what we'd been told, and that's how the confusion arose there.
Well, there was no confusion on the day of the wedding, and in many, many people's minds around the world, that is the image of the partnership. At what stage, going to the cathedral, actually during the service, at what stage did you get the idea that it was becoming an enormous success so that you could enjoy it?
Enjoy something like that? It was terrifying. Such a long walk up that aisle for a start. No, I'm only teasing. Am I?
But when you came out, what did you say?
You really want to know that? I don't know.
I can't remember what I said, I must admit. But all I can say is that I did enjoy it enormously. Partly because I'd always looked forward to organising the whole thing. I found we were carried along on this wave of enormous friendliness and enthusiasm. It was remarkable, and I kept telling myself anyway to remember this for as long as I could, because it was such a unique experience.
Even those responses that we noticed didn't come out exactly right. Did you marry the right man?
Well, a full name is quite something to get organised.
And have you really endowed your wife with all your worldly goods, sir?
What did I say? Did I say some of my worldly goods? I don't know.
But that was sheer nervousness.
It'd be great fun to do it again.
That's my father says that the whole time.
And these are great occasions which you take part in, which you know other people enjoy, and yet say when you go abroad, you have to leave the children behind now.
Yes.
Is that a wrench?
Terrible wrench, obviously. But they must have a stable life as much as we can give, and obviously taking them around the world isn't that. But they're very well looked after here. We miss them dreadfully, but we're coming back to them, so.
And coming back is perhaps the best part of the day.
Of course it is, yes. Very much so.
Well, we hope you will have 2 very happy and enjoyable trips. Thank you very much. That's that. Prince William thinks that's quite enough.
Hey!
Big funny faces over there.
Why should I eat it?
And Nanny Barnes brings in Prince Harry for the picture.
Harry. Harry can stand up now. Why don't we take William, take Harry's other hand. William, we take Harry's other hand.
Okay, here we go. That's fine. And
You want to look at him over there?
But you can't control all of the people all of the time.
Come on, Harry, go get him.
can I go back to maybe just the 2 of you, just for a moment? If you'd still be facing the prince for me. That's...
We'll show Harry how to play the piano.
You can't play it with him, go on.
Can't play.
Here we go.
Shall we play it again, Harry?
That's like the
To
puppet.
try pan the piano.
Right, fine, thank you. Now
Got
with
to
the
try
solo
do the piano.
Sebastian, I need the room.
Okay.
Do some.
Harry, what are you doing over there?
You go and get Harry. Because I can't do it. It's too heavy.
Harry, not yours, Harry.
Hey!
So if you turn slightly towards me, I'm just trying to avoid a light in the window behind us. Go.
Harry,
on his head?
That's
Harry, no. He's trying to do my hand off. Harry, stop your hand. Harry.
Look, sit him on your shoulder.
Harry. Hey! And Barbara, look.
Your chair. Be careful. Don't put it too low.
Harry.
Now look.
what's that with? So,
Oh, go on, take a
a
look.
bus, is it? Oh, what's that?
Rebecca.
Is that a present?
Rebecca.
Knock, knock.
Under the tablecloth, someone won't stir.
Let's quickly. Ready? I'll show you something. Come over, I'll show you something.
Harry, go find him.
Look at me now, I'll show you. Harry, look.
Oh, she wants some. Ask if I can have some powder. No, it's powder.
Right there. She's doing some powder.
Just
Doing some powder.
Powder for her picture. Better test it first.
Quickly. Look. Bring it over here.
Did you know they're taking pictures out in the rain too?
Look.
Only a little bit.
No, it's not.
Yeah, look.
No, it's not.
Look.
Do you want to sit in? Do you want William to
Yes.
sit here as well?
Yes, I'd like that. In fact, what I'd quite like to do is